In today's video, we are going to be talking about one specific chicken breed that will blow your mind with their egg production and their varied egg colors. We are, of course, talking about Easter eggers. And they're down there. We have 3 of them. And they can be mixed in with so many different breeds of chickens that if you get like 10 of them, that's 10 different varieties of eggs that you could be getting. Alright, so basically we're going to be talking about the Easter eggers. And for the most part, they're usually between 18 and 30 inches long. Here's one right here. You see that gray one? That's an Easter egger. And the cool thing about these chickens is that if you look right there under their beak, you'll notice they have like, I don't know, sort of like a comb under there. Some Easter eggers have it, some don't. It doesn't matter. And not only that, but some varieties of Easter eggers also have fluffy legs. Whereas if you look at most of my Easter eggers, you'll notice they have an absence of fluffy legs, like falcon. That is simply because of the breeds they're mixed with. The reason they're called Easter eggers is because they lay a huge variety of eggs. They can be blue, they can be green, and sometimes even brown, with those 2 colors mixed in. For the most part, I have a bunch of blue-green eggs, so yeah, they'll be like split right between the middle of that. And that's the color of egg you're going to get from our chickens. The only green eggs we get here are from Gray Cloud, since she's a green queen mix, meaning she was mixed with a bunch of other chickens to create a green queen Easter egger. Now, if you want a steady production of these chickens, how many chickens do you need? Well, to get a steady production of blue-green eggs, what you're going to want to need is usually, I want to say about 3 to 6 Easter eggers. But if you want to prioritize getting this, because green and blue eggs, you don't find them in the store. That's why they're called Easter eggers, because sometimes if you're going to make Easter eggs, and for like Easter and stuff like that, you usually dye eggs. But for some of them, they already come dyed. And they do this year-round. Easter eggers are pretty productive hens, usually laying between, I want to say, 200 and 285 eggs per year. I also must say that these chickens are also real friendly, too, for the amount of eggs that they produce. But yeah, 3 to 6 chickens is a good amount if you want to make them your priority for production, more than 6. Usually, I want to say about 6 to 12 if you want to make them your priority. Because Easter eggers, they're pretty hard to come around. When you're going out shopping, there's none. And when you're trying to find them at farm stands, most of the time they're organized into different things. But for us, we just clean off the eggs and put them randomly into the cartons, meaning that you can have a normal brown egg from like our buffs or bards. And then you'll have a dark brown egg from our Marins, and then you'll have a couple blue eggs from our Easter eggers. Now, since Easter eggers come in a huge variety of chickens, sometimes what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure they have more shade, especially when you look at those darker Easter eggers. I'm going to give you one of them. And since I'm too lazy to go down there, since it's like 95 degrees right now, I'm going to show you a picture. Burnt chicken tender. Imagine that chicken just goes out in the sun, and yeah, sunburnt. Almost is basically burnt chicken tenders. The reason is because, well, it's simply just like their feathers are just simply absorbing all the heat and stuff like that. So best bet is to make sure there's as much shade as possible. And this is for any other breed of chicken, regardless of that. Even buffs get hot sometimes. The reason is just simply because, well, they're not completely white chickens. Leghorns will absorb a lot less, meaning you might need a little bit less than 15% of the shade cover that you're currently using for your darker breeds of chickens. Now, if for some reason you've never watched any of my videos before, which chances are just based on how many percentage of the viewers are subscribed to my channel, you probably haven't, basically means that you probably don't know some of the essentials that you might need for chickens if you're just beginning. And yeah, basically a couple of essentials I'd recommend for Easter eggers along with any other breed of chickens are waterers, feed, and yeah, they typically use about an average amount, so maybe like 9 to 10 inches of water per day per chicken, so not a lot. So usually around a pint of water per chicken per day, so make sure you have all that covered for them. and other stuff such as food. They usually eat around like 1/4 of a pound of food per day. In the summer, an entire flock of 1 dozen chickens will go through a 50-pound bag of feed, but in the winter, in 1 month, they'll go through like 3 50-pound bags of feed, just simply because all the grass around us is dead. And you might be wondering, why is the grass around me dead? Well, we're in a drought right now, and it's a very serious drought. We are in an extreme drought, so almost there. And yeah, you want any other tips and tricks videos? Yeah, this will be the last chicken breed video I'll talk about for now, before I talk about black copper Marin chickens later this month.